Hey everyone, and welcome to this video. I'm Explorer123 and this is going to be a bookish themed video. So hello to all my fellow bookworm buddies out there. So in this video I'm going to be doing a few bookish things. So I've got a book haul, so I've got some new books to show you. Some that I've bought and some are from the local library. Also, I'm going to be talking and showing you my current read and telling you my thoughts on it, if I'm liking it or not. And also, I have my notebook here, which is filled with lists of books, which I'm going to be reading out to you. So one of the lists is of my pre-orders that I've got from Waterstones that are due in, the year. And yeah, I'm just going to be going through those. And also I've got a list of books that I've ordered from my local library that aren't yet in, so I've just got to kind of wait for them. But I thought we could just go through a couple of bookish lists today as well. Let me know in the comment section down below what book you are currently reading, if you're enjoying it or not, if there's any new books coming out soon that you're like mega excited about. I love to read your comments, so yeah, please get involved. I'm going to put my glasses on now, because without those, I can't read. So, on they go. By the way, a couple of things before I get started. First of all, look at my backdrop. This is actually an old duvet cover that I've had literally for years, since I was a little girl. It is, of course, the one, only Rainbow Bright and her friends. Yeah, why have I hung it up behind me? Why not? That's that. And also, do you like my t-shirt that I'm wearing? It's Bambi. Look, it's so bright. I love this colour pink and I love Bambi. Anyway, I'm just gonna straighten up my necklace because it's all twisted. There we go. Right, so yes, it is time to get into this video. So yeah, some of the books that I'm going to be showing you in the book haul part, which I'm going to do now, are from the library, and some I have purchased. So I'm just going to kind of go through them and tell you a little bit about them, and maybe you'll get ideas for books that you would like to read yourself. So the first one I want to show you is from the library, and this is by Sophie Hannah, and it's called The Couple at the Table. It says on the cover here, 6 couples, 1 honeymoon resort, an impossible murder. If you're into your thrillers, like your crime mystery thrillers, which I am myself, I love them. I really recommend this author, honestly. Sophie Hannah is such a good author. She just writes so well, and she always puts lots of like twists and turns in her books, which I love, and her characters are always so like relatable and interesting, and yeah, anyway, I recommend you check out some of her books. But this is her newest one, and I'd literally had this on order from my library for ages and ages and ages. I was in like a waiting list of books. So there's different things at the libraries. Basically, you can like reserve a book and like someone else has got it and you just have to kind of wait your turn, or it's on order, so you just have to kind of wait until they get it into the actual library, but they are going to be getting it in, that kind of thing. And yeah, this one I was just on the waiting list for ages. So I'm hoping it's worth the wait. Okay, so I'll quickly tell you about it. It says, you're on your honeymoon at an exclusive couples only retreat. You receive a note warning you to beware of the couple at the table nearest to yours. At dinner that night, 5 other couples are present, and none of their tables is any nearer or further away than any of the others. It's as if someone has set the scene in order to make the warning note meaningless. But why would anyone do that? You have no idea. You also don't know that you're about to be murdered, or that once you're dead, all the evidence will suggest that no one there that night could possibly have committed the crime. So who might be trying to warn you, and who might be about to commit the perfect impossible murder? So yeah, I think it's going to be really, really good. I've got high hopes for that one. And I do like a good thriller. Let me know in the comment section, what is your favourite genre, I love that word, of book to read? I love all sorts, I'm one of these people who will read a bit of this, bit of that, bit of this, but I would say thriller is probably up there with like my favourite, because I love getting involved with the story and the characters, and I kind of turn into detective, trying to figure out who's bad, who's good, who's done, the murders, etc. But anyway, I'm rambling, sorry. The next book I purchased yesterday. This was £5. in the Works. The Works is such a great shop, right? Come on. If you're in the UK, just be honest. How amazing is the Works? You've got stationery, you've got books. You've got books, you've got books. You can tell I'm a bookworm. But they've got really good books at really cheap prices. So I got Verity by Colleen Hoover. It says on the back here how it's a TikTok sensation with over 200,000 5-star reviews. It's a thriller that will keep you up all night and a twist that will leave you reeling. So I'm like, yeah. Now, the reason I got this is because literally everywhere I look, people are talking about this author, Colleen Hoover. I'm in various like book groups on Facebook. I watch booktube videos and things. It's constantly, it's just everywhere, this author and her books. So I'm thinking, if everyone's raving about her, there must be something in it. And I want to kind of jump on that Colleen Hoover books train and find out, you know, if she's as good as everyone makes out her to be, if the stories are as good. I did see a few other Colleen Hoover books in the Works, but I went for this one because I thought the story sounded more my cup of tea, more interesting. So it says Lowen, is that Lowen? Of course it. Lowen Ashley is a struggling writer on the brink of financial ruin when she accepts the job offer of her lifetime. Jeremy Crawford, husband of best-selling author Verity Crawford, has hired Lowen to complete the remaining books in a successful series his injured wife is unable to finish. Lowen arrives at the Crawford home, ready to sort through years of Verity's notes and outlines, hoping to find enough material to get her started. What Lowen doesn't expect to uncover in the chaotic office is an unfinished autobiography Verity never intended for anyone to read. Page after page of bone-chilling admissions, including Verity's recollection of the night her family was forever altered. Lowen decides to keep the manuscript hidden from Jeremy, knowing its contents could devastate the already grieving father. But as Lowen's feelings for Jeremy begin to intensify, she recognises all the ways that she could benefit if he were to read his wife's words. After all, no matter how devoted Jeremy is to his injured wife, a truth this horrifying would make it impossible for him to continue loving her. I mean, it does sound gripping, I'll give you that. So I'm hoping, as I say, all the hype is worth it, and it was a £5, so we will see. Okay, so next one, let's go with the library book next. Mix it up a bit. This is by an author called Brittany Morris. I absolutely love the book Slay. If you've not read Slay, I really recommend it. It's a YA thriller. It's got a gaming element in it as well. It's really good. It's so like, just, oh, it's so exciting. I love that book. But anyway, I wanted to check out this book simply because it is by the same author. You know, if I really like a book and the way that it's wrote, I do like to check out other books from that author, right? So this is called The Cost of Knowing, and it says his brother's life is in his hands, but is love enough? So it says 16-year-old Alex lives with his younger brother Isaiah on a quiet street in Chicago, but recently their neighbours have started calling the cops on anyone who doesn't look like their version of safe. Alex starts avoiding his neighbourhood by taking on more shifts at Scoops, the local ice cream shop, and hanging out with his girlfriend. But when Alex picks up a family photo, everything changes. He has a vision that Isaiah might die. Alex wants to save Isaiah, but he knows the dangers of the future. How will he protect his brother when the street they grew up on doesn't feel like home anymore? It sounds really interesting. And the whole kind of picking up the picture and kind of seeing something happening in the future and stuff, like, yeah, and like the family thing. She's such a lovely lady, by the way. I remember whilst I was reading Slay, I was like tweeting her and stuff about how I was enjoying her book and stuff, and she was like replying to me, and I get really fangirl when authors like tweet me back. I'm a book nerd, I can't help it. But anyway, yeah, so this is The Cost of Knowing by Brittany Morris. Okay, right, this one I also got from the Works. Yeah, I had nice little book shopping day in the Works. I wasn't meant to go in there for books. I was meant to go in there for like sellotape or whatever, and ended up getting books. It is what it is. This is the X Hex by Erin Sterling. Another one of these books that so many people talk about, whether it's on BookTube or I see pictures of it on Instagram. Like, it's everywhere. I think it's a series. I don't think it's a standalone. I could be wrong, but I think it's a series. This is number 1. It says never mix vodka and witchcraft. I love the little picture there of them on the broomstick. I think that's really cute. I'm really into like the whole witchy stuff. You know, like books about witches I just find interesting, and documentaries about witches, and just all things witchy. So I'm really excited for this. And the other book that I've got, which I will show you in a moment, is also witch related. Actually, I've got a few witch related books in this video. But anyway, it says here, Vivian Jones handled the biggest breakup of her life the way that any witch would. Vodka, bubble baths, and a curse on her ex. That was 9 years ago, and now Reese Penhallow, descendant of the town's founders, breaker of hearts and still irritatingly gorgeous, is back. Reese has returned to the quaint town of Graves Glen to recharge the key lines and make an appearance at the annual Fall Festival. But when his every move results in calamity, Vivi realises that hexing her ex might not have been so harmless after all. As the curse starts to affect the magic of the town, resulting in murderous wind-up toys, an outraged ghost, and a surprisingly talkative cat, Vivi and Reese must put their personal feelings aside and work together to break the curse and save not just the town, but also Reese's life. It does sound so good. It really, honestly, it really, really does. It says here, this book is crisp and sweet, like biting into the perfect caramel apple. It's like really random, but I think it's going to be great. I really do. Okay, so we'll go with the other witchy book. So this one I also got in the works. This is called Payback's a Witch. I love that. I love that title so much, by Lana Harper. I think this is a series as well. I'm so sorry, I should know all this stuff, but I don't. But anyway, I think it's a series. I love the cover. I mean, they're both witchy ones. They're both really nice covers, but I think this one's better. I love that, the purple and stuff, and the pink. Yeah. It says, is revenge the sweetest magic of all? Where is it? Two witches plot revenge, but end up falling in love in this magical romantic comedy. Emmy Harlow is a witch, but not a very powerful one, in part because she hasn't been home to the magical town of Thistle Grove in years. Her self-imposed exile has a lot to do with a complicated family history and a desire to forge her own way in the world, and only the very tiniest bit to do with Gareth Blackmore, heir to the most powerful magical family in town. A casual breaker of hearts and destroyer of dreams, but when a spellcasting tournament that her family serves approaches the pool of tradition for the truly impressive parental guilt trip that comes with it, is strong enough to bring Emmy back. She's determined to do her family duty, spend some quality time with her best friend, Lyndon Thorne, and get back to her real life in Chicago. On her first night home, Emmy runs into Tala Avramob, I think that is, Avramob, an all-round badass, adept in the darker magical acts, who is fresh off a bad breakup with Gareth Blackmore. Oh, okay, so they've split up, okay. Tala had let herself be charmed, only to discover that Gareth was also seeing Lyndon, and now she and Lyndon want revenge. Only one question remains, is Emmy in? Of course she's going to be in. She's going to be in. So yeah, both kind of witchy, revengey kind of things, but I'm all there. I'm all there for that. I think it sounds good. It says it's sexy, funny, and charming romp. So yeah, I mean, I could save the kind of witchy books till October because it's nice to read, like, you know, witchy books in October. But to be fair, I read witchy books all year round, so who knows? Okay, so let's go for a library book next, and this is not witch related. Well, there is another one coming up, but this one isn't. This is called The Death of Me by Michelle Davis. Picked up, as I say, from my local library. I'd not heard anything about this book, not seen it anywhere, but once I read about it, I thought, oh, that sounds good, sounds intriguing. It says on the cover, why would the biggest rock star in the world fake his own death? I'm really into books, like thrillers, with like a mix of music and stuff. Like, I don't know why, I just find it interesting. Anyway, it says here, when Isaac Naylor committed suicide after a teenage fan was found dead in his hotel room, the world thought it had lost one of the greatest rock stars of a generation. Naylor had been arrested for causing the girl's death and was on police bail when he drowned himself in the sea off the Devon coast. Now, 8 years on, musical journalist Natalie Glass stumbles across a blind item on a gossip website that suggests Naylor's death wasn't quite what it seemed, and he might in fact still be alive. So she delves deeper into what happened, and she finds she has a stark choice: give up trying to find out what happened or put her own life at risk. So I think it sounds interesting. As I say, I love like music and stuff with like the story and the thriller. So we'll see if this is any good. Okay, next up I have a book here that I've actually been sent from the publisher, so thank you very much to the lovely people. Hold on, I've got the information here. I don't know. HarperCollins, that was it. Yeah, thank you to the lovely people at HarperCollins. They sent me like all the information and stuff. So I will be doing like a separate kind of video with this, right, reviewing it once I've read it. I did a video for the first one. So basically this book, hold on, hold on. This is the book. So this is the proof copy only. So I think the actual copy will have, possibly, will have the like the pink shoe and, you know, the big high heel with the blood on it, possibly. But yeah, this is Guilty Women by Melanie Blake. She's awesome, by the way. And yeah, the first one was Ruthless Women. This is a series. I think originally she planned on just doing a standalone, because Ruthless Women did so well, and I think she as an author really enjoyed it. She decided to kind of carry on the series, which I'm really pleased she did, because yeah, you know, you could read it as a standalone, but it's nice to kind of get back into that, you know, world of them characters. And it's basically, it's like a fictional soap opera. I don't watch soaps anymore, but back in the day I was like obsessed, and I mean obsessed, with watching all the soap operas. Whether it was the English soap operas, the American soap operas, I just loved them, right? And so basically, yeah, it was set in this fictional soap opera, and there was all this drama, and there was romance, there was drama, there was affairs, there was revenge, there was murder, there was just everything. And women who, you know, did bad things, which I like that. So yeah, this is the number 2 book, and it's called Guilty Women. It comes out officially on the 28th of April, it says here on the press release. So yeah, it says, can they get away with murder? On a beautiful island off the English coast, 4 TV actresses gather. Their 5th member is missing, and only they know why she was killed. As the secret between them threatens to come out, tensions on set run high. The women are determined that the show must go on no matter what it costs. But one of them is on the edge of telling the truth, and no soap opera in the world could survive this scandal. All of the women have something to hide, but the question is, are they all guilty? Are they all guilty women? So yeah, I'm really excited to read this. I'm going to save this for like the first week in April, and then I'm going to like put all the pictures on social media and help promote it and stuff, because as I say, it was kindly gifted to me from the publishers. So that is that, and I do really recommend Ruthless Women. It was brilliant. It was really, really good. And I love the fact that every end of chapter, it ended on like a cliffhanger that you would get in a soap opera, you know, when they leave it on like the cliffhanger. And that's what they did in the book. So anyway, the next one is from the library. I actually picked this up today because I'd ordered it in. I didn't think it was going to turn up so quickly, so I was quite excited when I got that email saying your book has arrived for collection. This is The Divines by Ellie Eaton. The US cover looks completely different. So this is the UK cover. It says, is there anything more terrifying than teenage girls? Probably not. So yeah, this cover is very, very different, but I kind of like it actually. I like that. I don't know, it's quite arty, where they're just kind of standing in the mirror, and I don't know, like she's putting on her lipstick, she's giving that moody look, she's staring at her. I don't know, I like it. Anyway, it says, I am divine, my mother was divine, and her mother before that. The girls of St. John the Divine were fiercely loyal, sharp-tongued and cutting in the way that only teenage girls can be. But Josephine, now in her 30s, hasn't spoke to another divine in 15 years, not since the day her boarding school shut its doors in disgrace. When an impromptu visit reawakens memories of those doomed final weeks, Josephine circles closer to the ugly secret at the heart of the school's scandal. The more Josephine recalls, the further her life unravels, derailing not just her marriage and career, but her entire sense of self. With the emotional power of my Dark Vanessa, which I have read, the reflective haze of The Girls, I love The Girls, such a good book. The Divines is a compulsive debut exploring the intoxicating, destructive relationships between teenage girls. It's also been described as perfectly twisty, impossible to put down, and cool, chilling, and elegant. I'm really excited for this, like super duper excited for this. It's not that big a book. How many pages? I don't want to like ruin the end, but right, it's about 300-ish pages. So yeah, I hope to read that like in the next couple of days, I think. I'm really excited for that. Okay, so I got another library book today. I saw this right at the very entrance of the library. They always have their little book displays, and I saw this one instantly. I was drawn to the cover and the like black silver sprayed edges, if you can see there. This is called The Hideaway by Pam Smye. I think that's how you say her name. Look at that cover. Look at the sprayed edges. It's just cool. It's my cup of tea. I'm into like kind of gothic-y, darky stuff. Yeah, I love it. So yeah, it says here that it's a dark atmospheric novel, which is my cup of tea. One rain-lashed autumn night, Billy can't stand the fighting any longer. He packs a bag, slips ghost-like into the dark. His hiding place is a cold and gloomy graveyard, and soon something something mysterious and magical starts to happen. There's some really great illustrations in here as well. I know maybe I sound a bit childish here, but I love reading books with like illustrations as well. I don't know. I enjoy it. It brings out the child in me maybe. But there's some, yeah, really spooky kind of, so I had a little flick through when I was looking at it in the library. Like spooky artwork and stuff. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one. Oh, I think she'd done the book Thornhill, is that right? Hold on. From the creator of the award-winning Thornhill. I've heard of Thornhill. I've not read it, but I've heard of it. And that was quite creepy as well. So we will see. That is The Hideaway. So yeah. All right. Next up. Oh, actually, these are the last two books in the book haul section of this video. So yeah, these two, I can't read about that one because obviously it's going to spoil it. These two I've been recommended by so many people. Literally people like, you need to read this, you need to read this. So I got this one from the library, which is number 2, the sequel. But number 1 they didn't have, and they're not ordering it in or anything. So I was like, I'm just going to get it on eBay. I managed to find it really cheap as chips on eBay with free postage. Bargain. So it's The Ravens. So this is number 1. And it is by Cass Morgan and Danielle Page. It just looks so good. I love this cover. Both covers are really cool, but this one, sorry if you've got a phobia of birds, I'm just kind of like bringing it right up close, but yeah. But yeah, it says only their sisterhood can save them. It says at first glance the sisters of ultra exclusive Kappa Rho Nu, the Ravens, seem like typical girls, ambitious, beautiful and smart. They're the most powerful girls on Westerly College's Savannah, Georgia campus. But the Ravens aren't just sorority. I can never say that word. Sorry. So I know the word, but I can't say it. Sorority. Anyway, you know what I mean. They're witches, basically. They're not just normal girls, they're witches, okay? Scarlet Winter has always known she's a witch, and she's determined to be the president of the... Sorry. Just like her mother and sisters before her. But if a painful secret from her past ever comes to light, she could lose everything. And then we've got Vivi, has no idea she's a witch, and she's never lived in one place long enough to make a friend. So when she gets a coveted bid to pledge the Ravens, she vows to do whatever it takes to be part of the magical sisterhood. The only thing standing in her way is Scarlet, who doesn't think Vivi is Raven's material. But when a wicked power rises on campus, the girls will have to put their rivalry aside to save their fellow sisters. Someone has discovered the Raven's secrets, and that someone will do anything to see these witches burn. So that's The Ravens, and then followed up from the library, all ready to go once I've done with that one, is number 2, which is The Monarchs. So, yeah. I need to learn how to say this word. Sorry. I just can't. Do you ever get that? Let me know in the comments if it's not just me. Ever get words that you know what it is? Like, I know the word, I know what it means, but I can't seem to get it out properly. I can't pronounce it properly. Sorry. Anyway, enough of that. Okay, so they are my new books. Now I'm gonna, what should I do next? Should I go through the list and then we'll end the video with my current read? Should we do that? Okay, let's do that. By the way, if you are enjoying the video, please don't forget to give a big old thumbs up. Really appreciate it. And share the video out, and please subscribe to my channel. And don't forget to smash the notification bell to all notifications, and you can see when I've got new videos, doing live streams, etc. Oh, and please check out my other channel, Minxlaw123 ASMR, which on that channel I do videos to help people with anxiety and insomnia. So like sounds for sleep, relaxation, that kind of thing. So yeah, Minxlaw123 ASMR, links down below, check it out. Okay, right. This is my little notebook here. I love this notebook so much. It's so beautiful. So I'm just going to quickly go through these lists with you. Let me know, as I say, if you've got any like pre-orders coming out or books that you've ordered from the library, that kind of thing. So some of these I've already had, so I've crossed them off if I've already had them. I might as well go through them, what I did have pre-ordered. House of Sky and Breath I had. That was really good, Sarah J Maas. The Maid, really, really enjoyed that. Even though it's had mixed reviews, I really love The Maid. Run Rose Run, Dolly Parton and James Patterson. Bit disappointed with that. Thought it was going to be more of a thriller, but it ended up being more of a kind of, this is my story of how I become a country singer kind of thing, with a tiny bit of thriller. But it was okay. Gallant by V. Schwab, I did not like. I was so excited about that pre-order. When it turned up, I was like, yes, I got it. And then I was just like, oh, I don't like it. I just didn't enjoy it. I actually DNF'd it, which is really sad for me to say because I love V. Schwab books. But anyway, Her Majesty's Royal Coven, that comes out in July by Juno Dawson. Oh my God, that is just going to be amazing. It surely is. And I've managed to get the signed edition, special Waterstones exclusive edition. So yeah, I'm happy about that. If This Gets Out was brilliant. I can't remember who wrote it. I think it was Sophie Gonzalez. So good. Love that about the boy band. Now Atlas 6 I had. Didn't like that at all. I liked it at the beginning and then I found myself getting very bored and just like not interested. So I DNF'd that. Even though it's super hyped up. Everyone talks about it. It just wasn't for me. Twyford Code I didn't like either. It's really sad when you like pre-order books. They turn up and you're like, oh, I'm not really into it. But anyway, it is what it is. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to bother reading any Janice Hallett books again because it's two that I've read from her now. And I'm not gelling with her kind of format that she does. Like one of the first books I read from her was all done in like email format. And the other one, the Twyford Code, was done, I think if I remember, it was in like phone conversations, like transcripts. And I don't know, I kind of miss the conversation. I like reading a book because, you know, when the characters like having a chat, a conversation, it just felt weird. But anyway, Amari 2, I'm very excited for. Comes out in April. Yes, that's not long now, actually, a few weeks. Like a Charm, I can't remember who wrote that. I think it was Ellie McNichol. I haven't read that yet, but I have got that next door. Book of Cold Cases I read. That turned up the other day. That was good. It was creepy. It was a thriller, but I did prefer Sundown Motel. The same author done that, so, but it was still good. I'll give it 4 stars on Goodreads. Paris Apartment I really enjoyed by Lucy Foley. I love any book by Lucy Foley. She's so good. Her thrillers are just so good, so good. So I've got I Kiss Sarah Wheeler coming out in May. I'm trying to read my own writing and I can't, which is a worry. I've got a thriller from Simon Leake coming out in May. I can't remember the title of it because I haven't wrote it down, but he's a great thriller author. The last book I read from him was The Search Party, and it was amazing. It was really, really good. The Agathas. I haven't wrote down the author, but that's coming out in May. That's a YA thriller. I think it was about these girls who like investigate a crime, but they're also kind of obsessed with like Agatha Christie books and stuff. I thought it sounded really fun, and I like thrillers. Only on Weekends. I think that was Dean Atter, his new book that comes out in May. I've got a lot coming out for May. Oopsie, my bank balance is not going to be happy. But yeah, yeah, who's that? Yeah, Dean Atter. I think that he's the guy who done The Black Flamingo, which I really like that book. So that's the reason I've got this one pre-ordered. And also it's all done in verse. I love books wrote in verse. Book of Night by Holly Black. That sounds amazing. It sounds magical, majestic. I love Holly Black. Hotel Magnifique. What? Hotel Magnifique. Is that how you say it? Magnifique. That's in May as well. What have we got? Juno Dawson, I've already said. Oh, I've got the book, first fiction book ever by Rob Rinder, who's Judge Rinder here in the UK. I am a huge fan of Rob Rinder. He is just such an amazing person, and he's just a nice person, caring person, very funny and creative as well. And I'm really excited to see like what he writes like as a fictional author. I think it's gonna be good. It's called The Judge. So yeah, I've got the brand new book from Taylor Jenkins Reid, pre-order. It's called Carrie Soto is Back. To be honest with you, the story didn't sound my cup of tea. I think she's like a tennis player or something, but if I remember rightly. But I literally buy anything that Taylor Jenkins Reid writes, because she's just amazing. Daisy Jones and the Six was wonderful. Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Oh, stop the press. I have important book news, actually, just mentioning that. There is going to be, oh my God, I just found this out this morning, actually. There's going to be a Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo book. There's already a book. Film. Yes, there's going to be a film of the book on Netflix. I don't know when. Maybe it's next year. Maybe the year after. Who knows? But there is definitely talks now, and it's been approved. So how cool would it be to have a film version of that? It was such a good book. I loved it. Oh, I could reread that, actually. I don't really do rereads, but it's one of the books that I think I could, because I loved it so much. So anyway, I'm rambling. What have I got here? Oh, I've got the new Richard Osman book, which is going to be the third in the Thursday Murder Club series. I love that series so much. Group of OAPs who, instead of, you know, thinking about knitting and going out for walks or whatever, they basically are like solving crimes. And it's funny, and also obviously you get the crime mystery aspect to it as well. And last book I've got on pre-order is by Karen M. McManus, and that's her new book called Nothing to Tell. So yeah, they are my pre-orders from Waterstones. The thing with pre-orders, I love doing them at the time, because I sit there and I just click pre-order, pre-order, pre-order. Money doesn't come out there and then, so I don't notice it, obviously. But then obviously when the book does get its release, and then that's when the money comes out, and I'm just like, oh no. So yeah, in May, I mean, these are all kind of spread out, but in May, that is when most of them come out. So I'm just like, oh my God, okay. Whew. Anyway, so they are those. Now I'm quickly going to tell you the books I've got ordered from my local library. So some of these are already, like, they've got them, but people, as I said before, they've got them and they're reading them. So I'm in like a waiting list, which is fine. I've got plenty of books to get on with. I think I'm okay. But yeah, others are, when you look at the status, it says ordered. So I've just got to kind of wait for them to get them. Apparently there's been a bit of a delay with some of the books because of obviously what's going on in the world and like publishers and stuff, but they are getting them. So it's all good. So I've got an order from Zelabre. The Last House on the Street, which I can honestly not remember what that was about, but I wrote it down. So I must have been interested in it. Delilah Green Doesn't Care. That's a YA, I think. That Jewish Thing, which I'm really excited to read this, because there's not that many Jewish rep books. And this one, like, well, there is a lot of obviously Jewish books, but a lot of like Jewish books I find, sorry, I'm Jewish, by the way, if you don't know. Star David Nicholas. But like, yeah, it's always like the kind of depressing, sad stuff. And obviously I think it's important, you need those kind of books to learn about history, but sometimes you just want like a fun Jewish book, you know, where the characters are just fun and happy and not talking about depressing, gloomy stuff. This one is about this woman who can never find a husband, and then she keeps going to weddings, and I think people keep setting her up, and it just sounds really fun. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. Golden Boys, that's a YA. I think it's about a group of friends. I think it's LGBTQI rep as well, which is good. I've got Plain Bad Heroines, which I'm really excited about reading. Out of all this list, that's probably like one of my top ones. That just sounds really good. The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea. I've got Only a Monster, The Clockwork Girl, The Divines, which has turned up. So I've got that one now, that's good. The Girl with No Soul sounds really good, and I love that title. And the last one I think I've got is Rabbits. Is there any more? Oh no, there's two more. I've got Rabbits, which is like some weird app. Well, it's a story about a weird app. I don't know if I like that or not, but I thought it sounded intriguing. I've got The Lying Club, and the last one I've got is A Far Wilder Magic, which is a YA fantasy. So yeah, they are my books on order and pre-order. Okay, so I'm gonna finish now, you'll be pleased to know. I hope you're still awake. With just showing you quickly my current read, telling you a little bit about that. And this current read is a library book as well. I do love library books. This is called Castles and Their Bones by the lovely Laura Sebastian. How beautiful is this cover? Sorry, you can see the light reflecting on it, but it is beautiful. It says, "You've trained for this, my doves. You know who to strike. You know where they are vulnerable." Born to rule, raised to deceive. I am on currently page 261, so I'm literally halfway, pretty much. I'm really enjoying this book. Seriously, I love it so much. This author has done another series called the Ash? Hold on, let me check because I don't want to give the wrong name. Yeah, Ash Princess, Lady Smoke, and Ember Queen. And she was also done another book called Half Sick of Shadows. But those three are the like trilogy. She's just, oh my god, the first time I've ever read her, and I love her writing style. I love the sisters. It's basically got this nasty mother who has basically sent her daughter, she's like an empress, and she sent her daughters, who are triplets, to different lands. So as soon as they turn 16, they have to kind of get married, go to different lands, become like, you know, the queen of this different lands. And everyone in these like places think, oh, you know, she's lovely, but really behind the scenes, ever since they've been really young, the empress, their mum, has trained them to be like proper like devious and nasty. And her ultimate goal, her plan, is to like just take over all of the land. So she just just have everything. The thing is, the actual girls, like, they're not as bad as they should be. Like, they've all got their own little things that they're a little bit naughty with, but by reading it, I'm kind of discovering, as I suspected, that they're not as nasty as her mum. So they, you know, they've got to try and, you know, be devious, but they're kind of nice. So it's really, really good. I'm really enjoying it. It says, "Life abroad is a test. Will their loyalty stay true, or will they learn that they can't trust anyone, not even each other?" I just love it. Honestly, I'm in love with this book. It's so good. And as soon as I finish filming this, I'm gonna go and read it because it's really good. So if you like your YA fantasy, this is a new series, and I honestly really recommend it. Go check it out. It's got a beautiful cover as well. Okay, so that is that. Oh yeah, I've shown you that. Have I shown you that? I've shown you the ravens, haven't I? Yeah. So we are done here. I'm going to tidy up because I have books all over the floor. But yeah, hope you enjoyed watching. And so please give video a big thumbs up, leave a comment, share, comment, subscribe. Yeah, anyway, you know all that jazz. And check out my other channel, links down below. Also, come and follow me on Goodreads if you are a bookworm nerd like myself. Links down below to my Goodreads page. Also links to all my social media. So come and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Particularly TikTok. So yeah, thank you for watching. Don't forget, leave a comment down below of anything bookish. Tell me what you're reading. Tell me if there's any books coming out. Yeah, just get involved. It's nice to hear from you. All right, everyone. Thank you very much for watching. Lots of love, peace, and happy reading. Mwah.